Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Leo, June 12th through the 18th weekly tarot bite reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So hi, everyone, and welcome. We are going to be going ahead here, and this is a mini reading meant to be about 10 minutes or less, where we are focusing on the theme that came up in the general collective reading, which was released on Sunday for the week, but we're looking at how it's going to affect your sign personally. So the theme that came up was all around love, connection, partnerships, and the possibility for us to mend past relationships, as well as to keep our eye out for fated and destined new relationships that are coming in this week for us. So for you, Leo, we have love yourself first. It says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I love that. This is really a week for you to, I think, look at the connection between you and you. Are there parts of yourself that sometimes we forget that we are in a relationship with the self. It sounds strange and it is hard to understand, but when you think about our consciousness, we are sometimes kind of almost outside of that. We can get to places in our life where we are just kind of running almost automatically, and we forget to really be able to witness and be present and aware of our actual unique self, in addition to just our ability to kind of just keep going. So there is something here around really looking at your connection to yourself and how you speak to yourself and how you treat yourself. This can even be on a physical level. How healthy are you? How much do you honor your physical being as much as how healthy is your, thoughts and how you speak to yourself, and really look at how you might how you can then get that to a healthy place, so that then that can really be mirrored in your outside relationships. Because if you're not going to speak to yourself in a specific way, meaning that you're going to say, I'm not going to tell myself that I'm less than, or I'm going to start to change that mental speak with myself, and I'm going to start to be more positive, and I'm going to start to be more supportive, and I'm going to start to be more loving, and I'm going to start to be more appreciative of my physical self, and I'm going to start to show myself how much I love myself through changing my routine, things like that, then that's really going to allow you to see where maybe there are unhealthy relationships that maybe the communication between you and another individual needs to have. Maybe that's where the mending needs to come in. That really came through strongly in the general collective reading. Maybe there's a new way that you can realize maybe that either you've been speaking to others in the same way that you're speaking to yourself. This can be where we can often, for let's say someone who's very critical or judges themselves harshly, oftentimes what you don't realize is then you also do the same thing to the other people in your life, where you can be very judgmental of the other person or very critical. And this can be maybe where, as you mend that harsh judgment, the criticism of the self, you then realize, wow, I really shouldn't be maybe so critical of the other person, or I shouldn't be communicating from that place, or vice versa. You realize that someone else is doing this to you, and you say, I wouldn't say that to myself, and I wouldn't say that to them, so it's not really appropriate for them to say this to me. And this might be this week where you maybe either put up a boundary, or you just realize, I'm going to start to find people who are more in alignment now with how much I love myself. And when it's true, when we show ourselves from that place, when we put up those boundaries, when we, against people who might not be treating us in the way that is respectful or shows their love for us, when we stand up for ourselves, or when we really just appreciate who we are on every level, it's very hard for other individuals to not actually find that attractive or appreciative. There is that one actually, let me see how I can say this. Especially with women, maybe not so much with men. I don't know. I'm coming from the perspective of being a woman. So this is purely my perspective. But it can often be the stereotype that men are more physically attracted, right? They'll see somebody and the physicality is the first initial attraction. For women, it can often be the level of confidence that the individual exudes, not so much the physicality. I mean, yes, women obviously also can see that. And I don't know why I'm feeling like I have to really speak to men and women here differently, but there is something here around getting to that place of understanding that it's often how we show ourselves, that initial impression of just how we hold ourselves when we're speaking to other individuals. It's how we don't self-deprecate when we're talking about ourselves. It's the boundaries we put up in place when someone is trying to get us to do something that we know is not going to be loving to ourselves, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally. And when it's very actually kind of, because it's so rare to find people who are willing to do that, who aren't willing to just kind of throw themselves under the bus or throw themselves aside, that it makes you stand out in a crowd. Now, I feel like this is kind of like the most all over the place reading I've had so far, and I apologize, Leo, if this is not your cup of tea, but I can say there's something here around you being asked to really shine from your solar plexus chakra. You are the sign that is ruled by the sun. You are the only sign that is ruled by the sun. So you are really meant to shine, to radiate. And you can really do that by having that healthy sense of ego, but also being able to come from that place of ego, to not be afraid, not hide that part of yourself. I think a lot of Leos, as much as you are meant to shine, you can actually kind of be shy or be afraid that you might be too much for certain people. Because when you think of the sun can burn as equally as it can provide warmth and beautiful light and grow things, right? So there's that feeling here of, I think, really understanding how you can shine and appreciating that even if you do burn others, that maybe those aren't the right people in your life to keep around. That maybe now there's new groups of people who are going to grow from the light that you shine instead of be burned by it. And there's something here around really owning that within yourself. I hope I came full circle to that message. I don't know what was coming through around women and men. Maybe there is a message here for some of you who are either female or male. Just to kind of understand, women do love a confident man. Women do love confident women. It just depends on, again, your relationship preference. But there is something here around confidence. And if you are looking to attract someone romantically or reconnect with someone romantically, show yourself, show your full self and own it. Okay. So now I'm going to pull a couple clarifiers and then we'll see what wants to come out. So we have the Page of Swords, we have Justice, and we have the Seven of Cups. Ooh, if I can hold these up here, you can see them. So with the Seven of Swords, with the Page of Swords, this can be a card of being kind of the curious individual. You're fact-finding. You're trying to gain more information. With Justice, this is a card of balance, of equality. It's a card also of the making and breaking of contracts. So there could be something here, and with the Seven of Cups, that's a card really of opportunity, but it's also a card kind of illusion as well, that there's a lot of things out there that could be fulfilling, and we can sometimes get lost in that idea that, well, if I choose one thing, I might choose incorrectly, kind of Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, where they're trying all the different cups to find the chalice and the Holy Grail. And there's almost this feeling of that, like, oh my gosh, am I choosing wisely or unwisely? And for some of you, there may be something here around a review of a contract and the wondering if there is something better out there for you. This could be, for some of you, that you are maybe even looking at, this could be pertaining to your work life as well, you're really being asked, is where you work, who you love, or the friendships and relationships you keep, is it worth it? Like, not is it worth it, but more, are they valuing who you are? Are you choosing wisely or unwisely? That's really what's coming through here. Or are there other opportunities out there that might be coming forward now this week that might be more in alignment with the new version of yourself you are loving, the new version, the new brighter sun that you are emanating as, that maybe there is something else that is going to be more supportive of you, either another individual, either another group of friends, or another workplace. But there's something here around you're being asked to gain more information around a current contract that's in place, and to really say, is there something better out there for you? You know, the Seven of Cups can really say it's a great big wide world. There are many other avenues that we can follow that can lead to personal fulfillment and happiness. And it does speak to, if you're looking at yourself and you're loving yourself first, and you really are valuing who you are in this moment and how far you've come, can you be curious this week to say, you know, what else is out there for me? That's really what's coming through here with your connections. It's really just looking and how you connect with everyone and how you connect with all the aspects of your experience. Are there other options out there that might honor and be more in alignment with the new respect you have for yourself? And you might be shown something this week that might be a little eye-opening. All right, I will leave it there, Leo. I hope you all have a wonderfully loving yourself week ahead. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below. I do appreciate all new subscribers, likes, comments. So please, if you do any of those, makes my week. I look forward to reading for you next week. And if you'd like to view your sign's full June tarot scope, they are up on my website as well. I'm sorry, on my website, on my YouTube channel. All right, have a wonderful week ahead. Bye, Leo.